Grand Rapids, starting today off with a little outside walk, get some fresh air. If you like podcasts, I have the absolute best podcast recommendation for you. So have you ever heard of the show How I Built This? If you've never heard of it, but you enjoy hearing stories of how people build businesses, it is the absolute best. The host, Guy Raz, does such a good job of researching the entrepreneur before they come on the show. So he knows what questions to ask them. Man, it's fascinating, and they've had some serious founders and CEOs on there. Some of my favorite episodes are Drew Houston's story of starting Dropbox and Stuart Butterfield's story of starting Slack. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, you name it. It's a good show. Would definitely recommend to a friend. So I spent a bunch of time last month switching LaunchKit over from Monday.com to ClickUp as our project management tool. I'm gonna be in the studio a bunch today, so I thought that could be the topic of today's video. I'm gonna show you how we set up our new ClickUp space, how we use it, and how we even bring our customers into the ClickUp space with us and use it as a total collaboration platform. So I'm gonna go finish my walk, then we'll head down to the studio. So we'd been using Monday.com for probably about a solid year, and I felt like I could never quite get the boards set up in the perfect way. I was always kind of going after this idea of having imagine like a digital space for each member, whether they're a web member, content member, or a graphic member. And within that space would be all of the relevant information to that member, right? So there would be like a to-do list area where you could kind of keep track of where the project is at. You would have like a kind of like a Google Doc type area where you could type out longer form content, and then a whiteboard where you could kind of brainstorm or put together a sitemap or a storyboard, mood board, more of a creative space. And then a chat functionality, similar to, well, a communication functionality, I should say. Similar to, like, God, that thing is still beeping. Do you remember this from yesterday's vlog? A communication function, kind of like Slack or Teams, is something that we could essentially replace emails. Because we have such an ongoing, long-term kind of communication with these members, it would be nice to not have to email. Especially making sure all the key stakeholders are on the email thread. There's a lot of instances where somebody would get un-CC'd and they'd be out of the loop and yada yada yada. Anyways, point is I could never quite get the boards set up right. It felt like some of the features I was looking for was missing, so I kind of started looking for other potential solutions. Alright, so then I came across ClickUp. Hang on, let me turn off the music. Alright, so then I came across ClickUp. Really liked how they presented the platform as a all-in-one solution for productivity, which I felt like was kind of what we were essentially going for here. So check this out, I'll show you how we have this set up. So you can see that ClickUp breaks everything down into spaces. So over here I have a space that's just kind of some of my own to-do list items. We have a space for website members, a space for brand development projects, space for videography, and a space for a la carte graphics, and then a space for LaunchKit internal. This is the top hierarchy of how things get broken down. So for example, when you open up the web members space, now you see what they call a list for all of our web members. And each one has their own list, and kind of at a glance already, the ones with numbers by them, that means there's things to do in that project. So for me, kind of at a high level glance, I can immediately right there see that, okay, there's, for your concierge connection, there's a bunch of items going on. That might then lead me to drill down and see what's going on. Okay, so then when you click on an actual list, so this is showing the list for Frankie's website space. So everything inside of this list has to do with Frankie's website. And Frankie is also able to be in this space and see what we are seeing. So it ensures that we're essentially all on the same page. They then get broken down into these different statuses. So we have process, member to do, LaunchKit to do, process complete, and then tasks complete. And this helps us see where are we at in the build process. So for example, I can immediately see that it looks like the beta design of Frank's website is active, Jack is working on it, and the due date on it is August 10th. So at a glance, I can kind of see what we're working on. I can see that we need Frank to set up his Printful account, some notes here that kind of explain it, and you can see that Frank is assigned to it, and it's due tomorrow. All right, so that's the list view. Then if you move over here to the chat, this is essentially a chat thread that allows us to have a conversation about this project. And all the necessary people are in here. So in this instance, it's myself, Jack, because he's working on the website, and Frank. It allows us to all stay on the same page. Then moving over here to the doc, this is ClickUp's doc format. It functions very similar to Google Docs. It's live. I've had no problem saving. I'm super happy with it. Anyways, it allows us to kind of type out more long form content. It's great for copywriting and essentially assembling all the information that has to go on each web page. Then you go to the timeline view and get a feel for the project on a timeline. So for example, I can see that Jack's working on the beta design up until the 11th, and it goes into revisions. And ultimately, I can really see that, okay, this website is planning on being launched August 24th. Last view is the whiteboard view. So when you go over here, this is really slick. So this is basically like a digital whiteboard, and we use it for creating sitemaps. So you can see here we kind of laid out some pages that are to be included, and we created a key that it kind of indicates what each color is. So blue is static pages, this gray is your CMS items, green would be drop-down menus, and then purple would be a drop-down page. So it's a great way of visualizing pages that go in the build. That's how we set up each list for every web member. And we do the same thing for content members and for graphics members. They each have their own space that we're all in on. Beyond that, we set up a handful of boards for LaunchKit internal. So we have like our CRMs for each line of business, internal requests. I have a board that helps me keep track of expenses, social media, the vlog, own website board. So it's pretty slick in what you can do. We've been super happy with it. It definitely took a lot of time to get it set up right. Like I said, I feel like I spent most of July doing this, and now it feels really productive. So yeah, that's a brief overview on how we use ClickUp. If you have any questions about it, definitely shoot me a comment or a message. I'm a huge productivity nerd, so I would love to talk about it. Anyways, it is about 9:20 now. I'm gonna throw the headphones on and get some work done for a few hours.
I'm on it.
All right, I'm going to get lunch. All right, salad morning, moving through the to-do list. I'm gonna get some lunch, and then we have an afternoon meeting. I tried to make a time lapse there, but I set the interval way too far apart. Sorry about that. Feels absolutely amazing outside right now. All right, Austin and I have an afternoon meeting with Connor from Porous Pave. We're gonna be talking about our new content membership program. All right, Connor, solid meeting. It's good to see you. Later. Check this out. See this? See this right here? This is Porous Pave. The idea is that water hits it and it drains down through it without making a mess. It's genius. Okay, that is an afternoon of fun. It's cool to see something start off as an idea that, you know, Austin and I have been talking about, and then to finally actually get to talk to potential customers and get their feedback and their opinions on things. It's always cool to see an idea kind of come to life. So that's a wrap on the afternoon. To-do list, got a bunch of items checked off, so I'm gonna head home, get some dinner, and then we have a tennis match tonight. Hey, would you look at that? They finally got that, they got that thing to stop beeping.
Hi.
Dude, this place is popping. No idea like where I was even going. It's good to see you.
A lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just a perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast. We'll be right back.
All right, game time. Let's see how we do.
Yeah, sunny days, sunny days, sunny days. No clouds in the sky, but
Logan is up 2 games to 1 game. We're not giving up.
get away feels like it's been a freaking decade.
Need this one to stay alive.
Because I'm gonna be on breath.
Definitely good.
We definitely got better.
Sunny
Wimbledon,
day,
here we
sunny
come.
day.
All right, solid workout. Definitely got my cardio in. Call it a day. See you guys tomorrow.
Bike mount, call it a day.
Dude, are you sponsored?